I'm here with Chris Burnham, who joined KLNB just over 3 years ago in 2021. Hails from Boulder, Colorado, University of Colorado,
Right.
and joined us after being at Marcus & Millichap for almost a decade. Helped open their Baltimore office in the mid 2015, 2016 time frame. And like I said, it's been with us about 3.5 years. We're thrilled to have him. He's one of the leaders of our capital markets, our robust and growing capital markets team, and in particular helping lead the charge on all things retail capital markets for KLNB. So Chris, great to see you again after spending a little bit of time with you in New York. Good seeing you.
Thanks, Mark. I
Yeah.
got you. Happy to be here.
Okay.
I wish I was from Boulder. I'm not that cool. I'm from Baltimore originally, but did go to school there, obviously. So happy to be with you. Thanks.
Good. So as I said, Chris specializes in the sale of shopping centers throughout the DC and Baltimore area, as well as net lease assets throughout the country. Last time we sat down and did this, we were in New York at the New York ICSC in mid-December.
That's right.
How was the ICSC show?
It's a great show. I love that show. That's my favorite ICSC. It's good to be in New York around the holidays, and sentiment was high for 2025. So it was a good show.
Felt that way. In comparison to the year before, people just were more upbeat about the market?
Yeah, the market's been tough, right? So it's a little all over the place. Sentiment was very similar from Vegas, very similar from our Mid-Atlantic show in September. But I think there was more optimism for what's to come in 2025. Obviously, between then and now, interest rates or 10-year treasuries that we closely monitor have been bouncing all over the map. So it'll be interesting to see as we head here into February now how that plays out this year. But buyers ready to make deals. Sellers are now in a position where they understand that we're in a higher interest rate climate for longer. So they seem to be wanting to move product to market. So we're upbeat. We're excited about what's to come. We personally have a ton of inventory, and that started at New York. So we'll see where it goes.
What were they saying? What were those clients saying last year, the year before?
It was more of a wait and see, right?
Okay.
The Fed is raising rates. We're going to wait to see how far they go, and then there was the Fed saying they're going to cut rates. We're going to see how far they cut. Obviously, the benchmark interest rates that the Federal Reserve controls have an impact on the short end of the curve. The long end of the curve, the 10-year Treasury, also is impacted, right? But there's a lot going on. Not smart enough to talk about the larger macroeconomic factors, but it was more of a wait and see. Now we're seeing a call to action where owners are actually moving product to market, and the buyers and the capital, the demand has been there. So we've just needed the inventory to satisfy that demand. And we'll see if that plays out this year, but we feel strongly that there's going to be a good amount of product out there.
Are you hearing clients talking a lot about the effects the change in administration might do to their willingness or ability to transact?
That's been another hesitancy from owners to either sell properties or buyers to buy properties. Is the election was uncertain. Now that we know who's in the White House, obviously we know some of what policies will be enacted. But there's still a lot of uncertainty, and most think that some of the policies are inflationary in nature, so there's concern over inflation and therefore interest rates. So I think that now that the administration is set, there's less waiting and seeing. Now it's just what's going to happen. So the less uncertainty we can have as a whole market for the commercial real estate industry, the better. I don't think we're quite there yet, but we're headed in the right direction.
All right, tell me about your team.
Yeah, so big team. Couldn't do this myself, obviously. So we have a growing team of 5. It's myself and Vito Lupo. And then we hired 2 juniors recently, Graham Slifer, who sits with me up in Towson, and Caleb Baldwin, who sits with Vito in downtown DC in our DuPont office. And then our 5th member is Jake Frenary, who is our transaction coordinator, the glue that holds us all together.
Awesome. Why is it so important to have these juniors on your team?
Listen, we're growing. We're very busy. We have new markets that we're not in right now that we want to be in and be more active in. So we need some help. And we're still looking for more. But right now, Graham's going to roll out in Western Maryland and Southern Pennsylvania, which is an area that I've been active in for the past 12 or 13 years, but not as active as we'd like to be. KLNB is very active out there, on the leasing front. So we'd like to, ride off that as well. And then Caleb is supporting, Vito's business in downtown DC and the surrounding Northern Virginia and Montgomery County submarkets as well, where we're very busy and, we need a little bit more firepower.
Got it. Tell me what other sort of facets of KLNB do you rely on to help you guys be effective and service clients?
It's a good question. Obviously, the firm's vertically integrated. It's a big reason why I came here. I can benefit from our property management arm, can benefit from our robust leasing arm, and now with the capital markets division growing, we have other product types that I can also benefit from. So really, on a day-to-day, week-to-week basis, we're leveraging all of our arms. Right? We get leads from the property management business. We can help our clients, which have more tools in our tool belt on the property management side if they need assistance. On the leasing side, same thing. Right? It's a two-way street. Can help our clients sharpen their pencils when they're underwriting deals with the retail leasing knowledge, or maybe even use their eraser to make less aggressive assumptions. It's a huge benefit for us. And then again, the capital markets team, we're now vertically integrated. We're involved in every major product type with the exception of self-storage. So, using the office and industrial team and the multifamily team, with some of our clients that own both retail and those product types, and vice versa. So it's a win-win.
Yeah. Talk to me about a little bit about a transaction that you completed in the past 12 months or so that you're most proud of, and maybe how it relates back to what you just said on how you were able to pull different levers, whether it be on your team or with different facets of KLNB.
Sure, it's a good question. I would have to say our Budas shopping center that we sold back in September of last year. Process started about this time of 2024. So it's the seller was AMCAP, which is a KLNB client on the leasing side.
Mm-hmm.
So there was the tie there. The asset itself had some short-term leases and some vacancy, so we're able to use our leasing team to our advantage to help the market understand those moving pieces of the property. Long story short, the asset had a CMBS loan coming due in a short period of time, which means that it had to be sold. Because the owner was not going to refinance it. So we were forced to have an abbreviated marketing period of about 2 weeks. We generated 12 offers. We were able to get a buyer close to our list price, about 97% of list price, go hard on their contract day one with some risk money, and close in about 60 days.
What time of year did that property transact last year?
September.
When did you go to market?
Around ICSC Las Vegas. So that was
May to September.
Yeah.
So what I'm getting at is, that wasn't exactly a stable period from an interest rate environment, from a political environment. I don't know. Talk to me about those ups and downs through the transaction.
Yeah, no, it was a volatile time, which again is not good for our business.
Yeah.
But we took it out, like I said, May, ICSC, Vegas, 2 weeks marketing. So we called for offers early June. We were able to generate enough interest and enough competition to ultimately take the volatility out of the process.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a very sought after asset, grocery anchored property, in Baltimore County, the one of two that traded in 2024. And the biggest one is almost about a $17 million deal, almost about 90,000 square feet. So, limited supply, a lot of demand. That helped us take out, some of that volatility and get to the finish line.
What do you see in 2025? Because I imagine we're going to see more volatility, or as much volatility. But I'm curious as to what you think.
Throw a new word into the ring here. We're hoping for stability, right? But we just don't know because of the policies that could be enacted with this administration, and that could put uncertainty on the inflation front, which again puts uncertainty into the interest rate climate. And for us to do deals, right, we need the rates, interest rates to be relatively stable from the time we start a marketing process till the time we select the buyer till the time we go to closing. And in some cases that that process can take 3 to 6 months.
Right.
So it's too early to tell, but I think a lot of the data, whether it relates to CPI or inflation, job reports, that's going to help tell the story. And if it's relatively stable, then we'll see stability. And if it's all over the map, then we'll have volatility reintroduced. So we'll have to see.
Yeah. All right. Well, one of the one of the primary reasons why we're here is getting to know Chris Burnham. Not only for the audience that's going to see this from the outside, but one of the primary reasons we do this is so that people within KLNB can get to know Chris Burnham a little bit better. We've got 5 offices, and as you mentioned, your office is up in Towson. We're sitting here in Tysons. We've got DC and Rockville and Columbia, and over 140 people and 110 different real estate advisors doing seemingly 110 different things. So I think it's really important that they get to know you, not only what you do professionally, but who you are personally. So with that, tell me a little bit about yourself, about your family, and who Chris Burnham is.
Sure. Yeah. Thanks, Mark. Yeah. We heard part of it, right? Born and raised in Baltimore. Went to college out in Colorado, University of Colorado. Go Buffs. Coach Prime. Back on the map. I like to ski. That's a big hobby of mine, so that's one reason why I went out west. But came east, for family reasons. My wife I met in Boulder, named Samantha. We have 2 young boys, Christopher Jr. and George. They're going to be, 4 and 5 this March and April. They're 13 months apart. Not quite Irish twins, but pretty close to it. We've got our hands full on that front. Hobbies, as mentioned, skiing, love live music, and spending time with the family. So, in the summer it's the beach. Love to be by the water if I can. Beach or lake, and that's me, I guess, in a nutshell.
Yeah. Recent vacation, both with the family and without the family.
I just got back, 2 weeks ago from Utah. I went skiing with a client up at Powder Mountain.
Very nice.
So that was a good time without the family.
Yeah.
Recent vacation with the family. We did a staycation in downtown Baltimore. We stayed at the Four Seasons. Reason we were there is the valet crashed my car and we got a comp night.
There you go.
That was the
Was it worth it?
with the family. It was worth it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Right.
So we're going to do a speed round right now. I'm going to ask you a series of questions. Give me a quick answer.
All
One
right.
word or just a short couple of words. Ready?
Sure.
Okay, let's go. Here we go. 6 a.m. or 6 p.m.?
6 a.m.
6 a.m. Morning guy.
Yeah.
All right. College sports or pro sports?
Pro sports.
Pro sports. Give me your pro sports lineup.
Still not sure I'm ready to talk about the Ravens, but the Baltimore Ravens and Baltimore Orioles.
Baltimore Orioles. And then what sport did we miss? Are you a hockey fan?
Yeah, Caps. I'll go for the
Caps.
Caps. Yeah.
All right.
Hobie's 17
Got
left as of last night. So
Yeah.
let's go
Did he
Caps.
score last night?
Yeah.
Nice. Beach, lake, or mountain?
All 3.
All 3.
Yeah.
That's not
I
fair.
can't pick.
You got to
one.
pick one.
That's a tough choice.
Really? I'd say Colorado guy.
I'd
You got to
say
go mountain.
I'd say
Yeah.
mountain.
All right. Chick-fil-A, Dave's Hot Chicken.
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A. It's hard to beat Chick-fil-A.
That's hard.
Grocery anchored, neighborhood strip, high street retail.
Neighborhood strip.
Neighborhood strip. What's your neighborhood strip go to by your house?
Got all grocery anchored retail by my house.
Oh, really?
But,
Okay.
I'd have to say I'd call it a strip. It's Green Spring Station.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Low cap rate or high cap rate?
It's not a bad question.
It's actually not the
Low
worst
cap
question.
rate.
Low cap rate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm selling, if I'm buying, I want a high cap
There
rate.
you go. There you go. Favorite product type?
Gotta say retail.
Gotta say
I mean,
retail.
but it's true. It's retail.
Second favorite product.
Second favorite product type. Ooh, curveball. Multifamily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. ICSC related question. Vegas or New York City?
New York City.
Yeah. It's hard to beat New York City. Not a yes or no question, or maybe not a one-word question. Retail trend that you're seeing or excites you the most?
My favorite trend is just stood the test of time in retail, which is neighborhood retail tenants, right? Think your local pizza shop, hair salon, so local mom and pop retailers. They're growing, here to stay, and I think that's a trend that we've seen before and we'll continue to see again.
Favorite non-alcoholic beverage?
Non-alcoholic coffee.
Favorite alcoholic beverage?
Beer.
What type of beer?
Coors Light.
Well, it was great talking to you. You're the man. It's been great getting to know you. You're very talented at what you do.
Thank you.
We're super lucky to have you
Happy to be
at
here.
KLNB. I hear it all the time in the hallways. Just what a pleasure you are to work with, how collaborative you are, how much you sort of lean into what KLNB has to offer, particularly sort of like all of our retail relationships and knowledge that we have, and how you're using that to make your business even better and your team a competitive advantage. So thrilled to have you. It's only been 3 years. I imagine we're going to have many, many more to come, and I'm looking forward to it.
It's kind of you. Me too.
Yeah.
There you go. Thank
All
you
right.
very much. Appreciate it, Mark.
Thanks. Yep.